And now let's travel to Washington, D.C. for a look at some ancient musical instruments and relics, specifically bells of all shapes and sizes. They were unearthed from central China and collected in the Hubei Provincial Museum. Francis Ko reports.
It's a trip back in time. At Washington's Arthur M. Sackler Gallery at the Smithsonian's Freer Sackler, visitors are transported to the Chinese Bronze Age, thousands of years ago. 75 bells take center stage, the biggest weighing in at 90 kilograms, almost 200 pounds, the smallest just a few milligrams. Some are similar to the famous collection of Chinese ruler Marcus Yi, whose tomb was unearthed in Hubei province in 1978. That discovery sparked interest in the ancient bells worldwide.
I first read about these bells when I was in high school.
In this one tomb, they found an accumulation of some 65 bells, as well as a range of other musical instruments.
All of the bells are made out of bronze, a tough material ideal for making weapons. Yet even during that period of war, Marcus Yi used them to make music.
The Chinese musical system in the Bronze Age was probably the most sophisticated in the world, and I think most people don't know that.
The ancient bells were last played in 1991 when 12 tones of a 6-bell set were recorded. The Sackler Gallery commissioned 3 composers to take those distinct notes and make their own audio and visual compositions. At the exhibit, visitors can observe the difference between the ancient bells and their Western counterparts, from their shapes to their sounds.
A typical Western bell, round. No matter where you hit it, you get the same pattern, whereas the Chinese bell, if you strike it in the middle of its broad face near the lip, you get one note, and if you strike it near the corner, you get a second. They're about a musical third apart.
At this display, visitors can strike the ancient bells in front of them and match them up with the keys of a modern keyboard. Touching up the tones is one thing, handling the bells is another.
Our conservation team is loath to have us play them today. There's a concern about how intact the metal is in each of the instruments.
It's not just about protecting the objects themselves, but a bit of their mystique.
The designers of the bells could have made very clear strike points or indicated very clearly in the decoration or in the design of the bell the precise strike points they wanted you to use, but they didn't do that.
Maybe they just didn't want us to know.
Maybe they didn't want us to know.
And maybe it's a way to strike our own imagination about just how history played out. Francis Ko, CGTN, Washington.